Hi, so this is for pile number 2, those who chose this Angelite. Oh, hi, Bubbles. My cat Cooper. Okay, I'm gonna lay your cards out right here. Okay, baby. Okay, so you have the choice card. Choice. And then you have, the 5 of water. Hi, sweet boy. Okay. And then from the Mary L deck, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and then also, you actually got 2 cards from Mary L. She's naked, so I'm going to cover her up. You have the World card. Gotta remember to cover that up. Okay, and then I drew a Yu-Gi-Oh card for you. The monster energy that you need to embody right now, the Feral Imp. All right, and then I'm going to get you an energy that you need to harness. So this is also Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's the trap and spell cards. So for pile number 2, what energy do they need to harness for their highest timeline right now? Pile number 2, what energy do they need to harness for their highest timeline? Oh, that didn't technically come out. One more. Pile number 2, energy do they need to harness for the highest timeline? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so remove trap. Very interesting. I forgot to show you guys. I'm harnessing the Trap Master for you guys to read for you. This is the monster energy that I pulled that I need to embody. So we have remove trap. A Trap Master helping you remove a trap. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to get you some messages as well. So what does pile number 2 need to know right now for their highest timeline? Okay. All right, these take a minute to unravel, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of look at your cards. So we have choice here. Choice. It looks like there's 3 different doors you can walk through. 3 different doors. Oh, and there's 3 different heads, different figures as well. Okay. All right, and then we have the 5 of Cups, which can symbolize like sadness, regret, but she's also praying, and she has this these sun rays coming through here. So let me show you this. See, she has all these sun rays. So there's a lot of beautiful energy around this card. Either you're just like praying for something, and maybe there's like something breaking through that you haven't noticed yet. I'm not going to immediately assume that this is disappointment. So, okay. And then you have the choice card. Choices. See the 3 doors? There's 3 figures. You can't really see that 3rd one, but there's 3 figures here. Maybe 3 different choices. Looks like some of them might be like temptation, because you have the snake and the apple here, which doesn't necessarily signify like bad temptation, but like biblically it's it represents, you know, temptation. So okay, then with the 10 of discs, I actually wrote a poem, and this card always reminds me of it. I'm not going to say my poem, but the line at the end of my poem is about the goat that touched the sky, and he looks like a goat flying on a horse in the sky, or a form of Pegasus. Like just reaching the top of something, like surpassing it, because he's a goat and he gets to the top of the mountain, but he's like not at even the mountaintop. He's like flying. The goat that touched the sky. Then we have the World card. And I'm gonna just, you know, this signifies completion, like reaching something. It could even be about maybe even wealth, like some kind of physical checkpoint, goal, like ready for the new one, ready for something new. Okay. And then the monster energy that you're here to embody right now, or that would be helpful, is the feral imp. Kind of a cool looking monster energy. This always reminds me, well, whenever I see feral, I always think of the song Feral Hearts. It's one of my favorite songs by Curly, Kerli, Feral Hearts. It's such a perfect song, and this just reminds me of that. Okay, so your messages. We have Freaky Friday, Vibe Tribe, which it reminds me, it's I wrote this down just like to help me. Yeah, I'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, resource, balance of the sun and moon, and home alone. Okay. So, what is this about? Remove trap. Remove trap and me being a trap master. So this just makes me think of like setting up boundaries. A trap master. Home alone. So in Home Alone, obviously he's home by himself and he's a kid. And he sets up like his own kind of like alarm system because he gets kind of wind that these bad guys are trying to, or you know, robbing the neighborhood. And his house is marked. And he's a kid, so he sets up this whole like elaborate plan with all of his toys and different things and paint to deter them from getting into the house. And they still came in, but even when they got into the house, there's like a whole set of like, you know the movie, a whole another set of traps. So that's what, so what's his name? Macaulay, but Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. So am I acting as a Kevin for you? Okay. But the energy that you're here to embody or harness is remove trap. Removing a trap. So maybe did you set up too many? And interesting for, I think it's the Pisces and also, is it Aquarius? Where they had, their boundaries were up so much that they were actually keeping out the good stuff, well, as well as the bad stuff. So maybe like do kind of like a boundary check. Are there things that you're keeping out right now that could be helpful? This feral imp, getting more into your primal energy. Being a little more in the body about things. Feeling things out. Feeling things out. So I'm going to relate it to Curly's music video with the white stag. So this is a very personal, it's a very personal music video for me. It's very much connected to like my primal energy, and I've been like seriously wounded in that space. But feral, it's such a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful energy, feral hearts. Being feral, feeling things like from the body, from the emotion, from like chaos. Fully feeling something. Okay, so Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday, just, I'm sure everyone's seen this if you were born in the 90s. But it's just about the mother and the daughter. They open up a Chinese fortune cookie and they switch bodies to be able to see things from the other's perspective. They were at odds with each other, you know, like teenage daughter, mother. And so they had to go through a whole bunch of different lessons to learn, like, to understand each other. To understand. Like taking a walk in someone else's shoes, like quite literally. Okay, and then Vibe Tribe. So this is, what's her name? Megan, the Draconic Priestess. Yes, this is her like little, her community. I guess it's not little, it's her community, and I just put it in there just as like a symbol of like a social connection of yeah, soul tribe, whatever you want to call that. That's kind of what that represents to me. That's why I put it in here. Okay, then we have resource. And this is just like having access to like maybe even physical resources, since we have the 10 of discs here. Maybe physical resources in some way. But you're getting maybe more into this emotional energy. Resources. Like I've equated this to, in a couple readings, to like the birds, where like when a nesting pair is sitting on a nest, especially the one that kind of burrows into the side of a tree, she has to rely on her partner completely at that stage while she's sitting on the nest to provide her with the resources that she needs to fuel her body. He literally goes out and gets her all the food and everything she needs. And to me, that's like a resource as like a person, even being able to get you the things that you need. You being able to get the things that you need. But resource. It's valuable when it's being given to another person, or it's being given in some way. Resource. Okay, and balance of the sun and moon. So this is really just kind of you could say that's it related to like partnerships, you know, the sun and the moon within a relationship. But this is also obviously something that's going on within you. Your sun, your solar, and your lunar energy, your identity, and then your emotional body. Balancing your, I just felt pride, balancing your pride with your emotional body. Because we have this, and this can be prideful. Like knowing how hard you worked to get here. Like your pride. Your standing. Because you're being asked to get into this energy. And if we're thinking about Feral Hearts by Curly, that's like your emotional body. Okay. This also reminds me, so Feral Hearts, it's a white stag, which is symbolic of, to me, Christ consciousness. And it's quite threatening to other people. And they can tend to want to, how do you say that? It's threatening. Let's just say it like that. It's threatening to people. And I've gone through it where it literally felt like someone killed my white stag energy for like 2 years of my life. And I finally gotten to a point where I've kind of come back into it. And I feel very much like this. So maybe you could be feeling like this in some way. Maybe reclaimed something. Maybe you even did it alone. Remove trap though. So maybe you had to set up like some extra boundaries and traps while you were going through this. But now it's time to take them down, get more back here, get back here to this. Like it feels like it's either safe already or it's becoming safe to get back into this energy instead of in like in that like fear. Maybe allowing it to come out. Maybe you are here with this and you're allowing it to come out more, allowing it to be more seen. Yeah, because she's naked. She's like she knows who she is. This looks like that feral imp. He's completely naked too. Maybe you did go through a devastation with this energy. Maybe it was used against you in some way. Like if you think about Christ consciousness, like people try to like shut that energy up. They try to quiet it. It's like the purity of it, the light of it is like too much. Or it just threatens other people who are wanting maybe something that you have or that you're also going for. It's kind of like in English culture and somewhere in England, it's literally outlawed to, I believe so, right? To kill a white stag. It's I believe it's written in their law, or it was. Like it's a bad omen to kill a white stag. If someone literally did that to your energy in some way, and it's coming back, it feels like there's some kind of like extreme level of justice. Like this energy is coming back up and it's not being quiet. Not being quiet. Resource. Maybe someone had to go through, maybe someone had to understand what you went through. Had to take a walk in your shoes. Maybe other people have. Maybe you're doing this for someone else. Because we have Vibe Tribe here, which just your social people who you soulfully connect to or spiritually connect to, who are kind of on that same like journey in a way. Even if you believe in different things, like you kind of speak a similar language. Maybe they have the resources that you need, or you have the resources that they need. Being drawn back to this choice. What is this about? There's 3 doors here. 3 different options. Hmm. 3 different options. Her tears, one of these people are crying, and her tears are creating a waterfall, which waterfalls, like, to me signify like emotional release. It's healthy. Maybe she's illuminating the door that you need to go through, the healthy door. Emotional release. Is this you praying, or you prayed for something? Maybe it's time to kind of look around and see what's coming in. Like, there's such beauty around her, and these sun rays are breaking through. This reminds me, so balance of the sun and the moon, this is kind of like being in moon energy, in the sun breaking through here. Balancing the sun out, or the moon energy with the sun energy. Your emotional energy with your solar energy. We're talking about a level of pride though here. But that could just mean like you've reclaimed something and you're bringing it into the light. Maybe you felt like you've been underwater in this, and it's like, but this is how you feel. Like, you know how much you've accomplished. Maybe even if other people haven't seen it fully. You have plenty of resources, your own resources. In the Capricorn reading, since we have this goat here, in the Capricorn reading, they were discovering what their dragon hoard was about. And that's just your inner resources, your past, your knowledge. Your hoard of knowledge, of experience. It's a form of wealth. Then Home Alone. Being Kevin, a trap master. So maybe this is just like saying you did it successfully. And now it's time, like there's no more threat. The family's coming home. You know, you can start cleaning up the traps, removing the traps. Maybe this is about your inner child. Or maybe just like, maybe something you went through, something quite traumatic. If you think about like your feral heart. There's a hoard of knowledge there. The experience that you went through, the trauma you went through, maybe even with that, like, if you went through something similar, like with your Christ energy, maybe there's a lot of like resource and like the ability to help people with that. Like, write about it, draw with it. Yeah, because you've successfully completed something here. Something successfully done, and you're back at this point. 0. Choice to be made. A new door to go through. A new door to go through. And looks like you were praying. Something was being prayed for here. The light is shining through. It's breaking through. Answers are coming in. Whether or not the waterfall thing is significant for you or not. Choices. Choices to be made. I just heard soul contracts when I looked at the vibe tribe. Balance of the sun and the moon. Reminds me of balance of the sun and the moon. She's got like this like lunar energy below her and the solar energy above her. Maybe you just did that. Maybe you've found that and you're ready to, you're onto your next door. Like you've successfully completed something here that was necessary. Yeah, look up the song Feral Hearts by Curly. Like, and if you've gone through something like that, like you've gone through that before and it was like killed in you and you're coming back into that energy, just maybe find the healing, the maybe even the forgiveness of the self for like being able to be like that, being able to be yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. I feel like I got everything here, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna leave it here. Pile number 2, I hope you found something that you needed, and yeah, good luck.